guys? Welcome to another episode of A Track Call Quest. And I want to first off start by saying Happy Independence Day, Happy 4th of July to all the Americans out there in the beautiful country of the United States of America. So all the patriots, you need to stand your ground. You guys are doing a great job. This is a beautiful country we live in. We have the freedom to do what we want to do. And we want to keep it that way, right? You don't realize what you have until you've lost it. It's very difficult to get it back. So let's stand our ground, guys. We're doing a great job. So this is a quick update on Dusty. So ever since I got back from Utah, man, that was like a 7-day trip out there. Utah, you guys are awesome. Great people out in Utah, very hospitable, and that's a beautiful state out there. We didn't even scratch the surface, guys. I mean, it's so vast. Utah is a beautiful state. Definitely got to get back out there. Quick update on Dusty. So ever since I got back from the Utah trip, I've been kind of going through Dusty, changing fluids, and I did do 2 upgrades on Dusty. One of them is the rear sway bar link upgrade, and I'll show you what I did back there. So I bought a kit from this company called Land Cruiser Products. I think he's based out of Arizona. He sells some pretty cool kits out there, guys, so you might want to check out his website, Land Cruiser Products. So I'll show you guys, a little bit more later on. And I extended the shifter for my 4-wheel drive. The high and low shifter for my transfer case. All you people that own 80 series and probably 100 series, you guys know that shaft to the knob is really short. So Land Cruiser Products sells an extension for that. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I'm really stoked about that. Let's see what else. A couple weeks ago, I did take a day trip up to Pinecrest Lake, which is up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. That would be on the western side. Beautiful lake up there. And I had an issue on my way up there. I had a crank but no start problem. So I had to go through the car there. Obviously I was stranded, right? Would not start, but it did crank. So I figured, you know what, I'll swap out the starter relay. I want to point out that the starter and the starter solenoid, it's all in one unit, is brand new. It's a brand new unit from Toyota. So right off the bat, I knew that it was not the starter or the solenoid. So I went straight for the starter relay. I usually carry about maybe 2 or 3 extra relays in the glove box. So I swapped the relay out and fired right up after that. So I just continued on my trip up to Pinecrest Lake. As I was getting ready to leave Pinecrest Lake, I had a no crank and no start in the truck. So once again, I pulled the relay out, swapped in my 3rd relay, and it fired right up. So I want to show you guys what we're working with, what I found to be the problem, and this may help you guys in maybe a certain situation you guys might be in. So one thing to point out is you do want to check all your grounds throughout the engine compartment or any additional grounds you have installed in the truck. So I want to show you guys what I found. So come on. We're looking here at this fuse block here, and this will be the driver's side for the US models. And as you can see there, we have our EFI main, and that'll be your electronic fuel injection main relay. So we're going to pull this cover out. Let's see here. So I believe this is in the same location for all models between 93 through 97, I believe. I think earlier models, this fuse block was in a different location, but don't quote me on that. So here's the starter relay that's been giving me issues, and come to find out, it was not the relay. I tested all the relays and everyone tested correctly. They all open and close like they should. I checked my ground. This will be your ground strap here for the fuse block. That looked to be good. I looked at all the terminals for that relay. Everything checked out fine. So, but this is where you'll find your starter relay, which is your EFI main. So you can see there. So that checked out okay. It's a brand new relay. Okay, so here, this will be my starter battery right here. And come to find out, the reason why I was having a no start, no crank was because these clamps were loose. It's something so simple and overlooked. These were like, I mean, you had to kind of really get them to wiggle and turn, but they were actually loose, especially the positive. So I cranked those down and it fired right up. I also usually will have Dusty when it's not in use on a trickle charge. So even with the trickle charge, the battery was not charging correctly because of this clamp, the positive clamp, not being clamped on the post correctly. So, and the reason these came loose was from all those corrugated roads out in Utah, especially coming out of Cathedral Valley. That road is rough, guys, really rough. So ever since I tightened these clamps up, it's been firing right up. So if you guys get it like a no start, no crank, check your battery clamps. It might be that simple. Also carry extra starter relays, right? So yeah, those corrugated roads are pretty bad. One other thing I did change out was my fuel pressure regulator. The FSM, the factory service manual states you should replace these at every 100,000 miles. So since Dusty clocked 180,000 miles, I decided to go ahead and change my fuel pressure relay. And this is actually bolts into your fuel injection rail. So something to make a note of, guys. So alright guys, so this is your frame bracket that attaches your sway bar end link factory, and this is what I upgraded, guys. So that'll be factory. You see how it's very thin down there, and I bought this sway bar link system from LCP, Land Cruiser Products. He's based out of Arizona, and as you can see, typically this bracket will bolt onto the side of the frame rail there, and no longer need it because this sway bar link system actually bolts to two holes that are already in the frame rails down here. And so he supplies the rivet nuts that you install in those holes. You do have to drill the holes out to install the rivet nuts, and he supplies this bracket, pretty much everything you see there. So it's really nice. It's got the heim joints on one end with a nice beefy bracket on the other. So, and this is adjustable, so you can adjust it however you want, but it's pretty neat. There's the other one way down there. So I got plenty of clearance, kept at factory, so if I get hung up on a rock, it should allow for some clearance there. Alright guys, we are looking at my second upgrade or improvement. Look at that. Isn't that freaking cool? It should have came like this from the factory. So typically this knob is way down here and you're freaking trying to look for it, and it's, you know, especially if you got all this clutter like I got, you know, you're in there and you're bumping into things, and I'm really digging this. It's a very easy install. It's just a short shaft, an extension shaft. So it's got a threaded female and a threaded male, and all you gotta do is remove the knob, your shifter knob, thread on the extension, and then thread on your knob, and you're pretty much done. So I think it's about a 4-inch extension. So now it's way off the console there. Also made by Land Cruiser Products. You guys have to go check them out. I think that is a great freaking idea. Yeah guys, got to restock the fire starter kit. Got to be ready. So this is another upgrade I did. So I upgraded from a nylon hose to a rubber hose. So I had the nylon hose rupture because it got too hot. So this twin ARB compressor puts out a lot of heat, especially here at the fitting here as it comes out the compressors. So the other one burst. It freaking popped. So I decided to go with Bluebird is the company. Went with the 25-footer. Rubber hose, heavy duty too. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for this video. I just made a quick video just to keep you guys updated on what's going on as far as Dusty goes. As for me, I'm kind of in transition right now, so we're getting ready to move from this house to a bigger property that I'm really excited about. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes as far as trying to get all this crap out of this garage to my bigger place that I'm moving into. So I'm really stoked about that. It might take you guys along on that journey as far as now be able to have the land to actually build my shop. So that's been a big dream of mine, being able to build a shop, dedicated shop just for me and my rigs. So we'll see how that goes. I might bring you guys along for that journey. We'll see. when we get there, right? I do want to get back out on the trail, so might do that soon. You know, I'll try to squeeze that in between somehow. But yeah, it should be interesting, guys. There's a lot going on right now, but with that said, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful weekend, 4th of July weekend. Hope you guys have a good one out there. Be safe, and cheers.